Okay then, what film shall I watch today? Maybe this one. Oh, hi everybody. I didn't see you over there. Well, now you're all here, maybe it's a good time to talk about our scheme of learning, assessment and reflection. If you Google scheme of work, you end up with a whole series of weird and wonderful templates from all over the country and all over the world. This one looks very detailed. It includes things such as previous skills. This one here is detailed again. This is a lesson by lesson breakdown on the scheme of work. This one almost reads a little bit more like a lesson plan. One of the issues that we've had at South Devon College is a lack of consistency with the schemes of work. Some staff use their own personal templates, which are very wide ranging, and other staff, like myself, haven't updated their schemes of work or schemes of learning since when they did their teacher training all those years ago. The Solar template can be found here. We start on the staff homepage and we scroll down to a folder that says FE Quality. Inside this folder there is a quick link, and at the beginning it says Solar. Here we have planning documents, Solar and lesson plans. Within this folder we see that there are 4 subfolders. One is called Solar Exemplars Coming Soon. This is going to be a folder that's going to contain example Solars that are being completed currently by TLCs. This should hopefully give a good idea of what a detailed Solar will look like. The folder we're going to use today is called Solar Templates. Inside here are 3 Word documents, Solar Guidelines, which we'll speak about in a short while. There's one called Solar for Apprenticeship. Now please note this is slightly different. This has been designed by Luke Peakman and has an extra column for apprenticeship standards. The one that most of us are going to be using, teaching 14 to 19, is Solar for young people and adults. This then is the Solar document. And this is now our approved scheme of learning and scheme of work template for all teaching at South Devon College. If we take a quick look around the Solar template, you'll see that it starts with an overall statement of intent for each subject. This will be a brief summary by the teacher on the kind of knowledge and skills they would expect their students to be developing upon the course. Here we see boxes that include things such as lecturer and level of the course, and down in the right hand side it asks whether your subject is on the DFE accountability table. You'll notice that when I roll the cursor over the top of this like there, it turns into a hyperlink, and Ryan from the Quality Office has put the DFE accountability table on there so you can see if your subject is part of this. If we look further down the Solar, this is where the main information is going to be held. Topics taught for each subject should be arranged in week and date order. Aims and objectives for each lesson can be written in this column. In this column here is what some of the teaching and learning strategies teachers will be using in the classroom. Again, if you notice, my cursor turns into a hyperlink, and this takes us to a form that's been developed by Paul Hooper from the Quality Office. On here are some of the words that we're using in education at the moment, such as retrieval practice and interleaving, and there are CPD sessions planned throughout the year for each of these areas. The Solar form also has a column for assessment, and this is where endpoint assessments can be put in there. Notice it draws you to the first 6 weeks, as this is an important part of assessing the knowledge and the starting point of our learners. And finally, the column says personal and professional development. This is for skills that students may be learning which are absolutely applicable to the world of work and outside of the college. Hopefully then, there's nothing on the Solar that looks too far out of place. To help staff complete the document, the Quality Department have put together a series of guidelines on a Word document. Now this can be found on the original folder which we started with the Solar templates. If we open the Solar Guidelines document, You can see that some of the boxes have been completed with handy hints to help you put together the different sections. There are also hyperlinks on each of these here to help you. Hyperlinks for assessment, hyperlinks for aims and objectives, and a really nice guide to the difference between aims and objectives, together with some of the keywords you can use for those. Over to the far right, personal and professional development links to this, the employable learner poster. So this helps us to think about some of the things that we're hoping to teach our students that they can take with them, some of the skills they can take into employment. The simple answer is that if you have a scheme of work on another template, or like myself haven't got an updated scheme of work, then the answer is yes, it will create some more work. However, hopefully we are getting something in return for this hard work. In order to better prepare ourselves for the next Ofsted inspection, teachers in an outstanding college should have a resource like this that helps to demonstrate the breadth of subjects that we teach at the college, that our curriculum areas are very well planned, that we've thought about the intent of the individual subjects that we teach, and also finally that we're responding to the needs of employers. The message coming out of the quality department is that when the academic year restarts, the first 6 weeks of your programme should be planned in full, and then there should be an outline for the rest of the year to include key things such as formative and summative assessment points. Then, when we meet our learners, we can develop the SOLAR as the year progresses. Here is an example of a SOLAR that I've completed for the first 6 weeks of the first year Media Studies A-level course. The simple answer is that there may not be one correct way to complete the SOLAR, and again different departments may have different ideas. If we look at the SOLAR that I've created here, you'll see that there's 2 teachers on this course, myself and Sally. For the purpose of this form, I've combined us both together. Now some of you may decide that it is better to have one SOLAR for one teacher teaching on a course. You'll also notice here that I've merged 2 cells together, so both weeks 4 and 5, the topics and the aims and objectives stay the same across the 2. The point being that the SOLAR is flexible. The one thing that we do ask is that you please don't delete columns, because what this will do, of course, is it will change the consistency of the SOLAR across departments. If you have any time between now and when we return to college, why not have a go at completing the SOLAR? Thanks very much for listening.